I was just thinking about the reading a little further, and I wanted to put this with it. That sometimes when you see these readings of things, it's like you have to wait till you feel it, right? It's kind of like when you're doing that game. I've never played it, but when you do, it's not fortune telling, it's gambling. Get down, maybe. When you do gambling and you know the ball has to fall into the place. Well, I thought about the card a little fuller, and now I've got it. It's that you gotta wait till the ball falls into place, and I feel that, right? I feel like I was thinking about the card a little bit further, and I already said this, but the ball fell into the place, right? So it was like, now I can see that those people, it's like a ritual, right? Or it's like a ceremony or a puja for a deity, and it's like at the height of the moment, and you have to keep all of the things going, right? Because it's about fluidity. You know, you've got the people who might be there for worship. You've got the people who are helping do the event. You've got, you know, in the card, you have the fires that have to be tended to, right? And you see the sweetness of the divine feminine there. And it just reminds me, like I keep seeing the people in India where they're worshiping a certain creator, and you know, it's kind of like at the height of the moment and a cherishful event. So whatever it would be, Radha Krishna or whoever, you know, it's like at the height of cherishing them and just keeping things going. Like everything's been successful, we've done good, but we've got to finish it out, right? Which it can be hard to do, because what I'm seeing in life is that sometimes you just feel like you don't have any strength, or you feel like you're sad, or it's hopeless, and indeed it sure seems so. But you know, that's what these events are for too. It unites humanity to go out and be together and be cherishful of an idea symbolically, and maybe it isn't. You know, we hope so, but yeah. I already had mentioned that, but I feel like they're at the height of a ritual or a puja ceremony, and they're like, they've got this face that's like, yeah, we got this, you know? They know exactly what they're doing, and they're super happy, and they're accomplishing it, and I think that's what it stands for, you know? Like, think about that which really inspires you most, and it's interesting when we're having problems, it's like the same answer is always right, but sometimes you have to explore, you know, the pictures and the feelings and really try to find out. And I think that what it is that we've got to hold on to that height of the moment feel within us. What really makes us feel that way, and that stays with us, and then just hold on to that. And if you feel a little different or you change your mind, you just be honest and switch it up a little. You don't have to feel bad, you know. It's kind of like something I told myself when I was little. And when I clean things, I like to start at the corner of the room until the whole room is actually cleaned on purpose. Which right now I have my desk and the shelf in a way that's hard to do. But maybe that's what I need to do, right? Put on some music and clean behind the shelf all of the way. And that's something strange, but why not? And that somehow subconsciously that might kind of get me on the right path, that I have my things in order, I'm still alive somehow, and there is hope in the universe. It just doesn't feel like it right now. But that's the funny thing of the card, is it's showing there is hope, you know. But, you know, it does show that it's dark around the fire, and perhaps it's just that we have to get through the door that's that mauve thing. But we can look up more cards about it. We don't have to stay stuck there. I just feel like where it really fell into place for me is that these beings are finishing out at the height of an event, you know, like a really beautiful thing, right? And all we have to do is like stay with it, right? If that's our situation, then try to stay with it at the height of that which brings you the most pleasure, right? I think that's really key. So keeping that creative and pleasure place open to make things feel perfect, um, to complete out the ceremony, right? And then to be able to step back and say, hey, that was successful, right? And then you sweep up the flowers or whatever it is and make sure everything's good to go home and take a rest. But yeah, I think it's like if we were at a ceremony and we're in the middle of it, it's like, why don't we just help finishing participate, right? And then go home. Something like that. But again, it was in regard to playfulness. So playfulness is like that creativity, and I feel like it's saying whatever is that moment for you, right, in your spirit, in your heart, that's that moment of the height, for whatever it is. Maybe you love writing, right, like creative writing. Or for me, I really love French. Then, like, embrace that heightful feeling, right, and take all of those fires and put them to good use, right? So, I mean, and that's kind of obvious, but sometimes when you get depressed, it's not so obvious anymore. And that's what I have to remember, is to look at these words and these names and think of what is it that really puts me at the height of my ceremony, that feels like happiness to me, where I can persevere, right? So yeah, I think that was a good way to wrap it up and say how we can have playfulness for this new kind of vibe feel, right? It's to finish out the vibe we have by looking at the height of which is all of the cherishfulness that we have that makes us feel complete in our life. It might just be painting our fingernails. Well, that could be your fire height that you should work with the new vibe feel of being playful and having fun. So yeah, I think that was a good answer, and thank you very much, Great Mystery.